people. This is kind of a response vlog. I watched a moto vlog the other day from a vlogger called Treebag, T-R-E-E-B-A-G. Check him out. He did a moto vlog that was how I got into motorcycling. And I've done a couple of moto vlogs about my history of bikes. I did one 9 years ago, which took you from my first bike to what I was riding 9 years ago, which I believe was a Harley Dyna Superglide Custom, not sure. And then I did one recently, which was my history of bikes part 2, which fills in the last 9 years. What I didn't explain really, and I thought it was a really good topic that Treebag did, was to explain how I got into motorcycling. And you may think, well, what's that got to do with the title of this moto vlog, or this vlog? When I was a kid, kicking a tennis ball around the playground at school, you used to constantly get asked, are you a mod or a rocker? Are you into the Beatles or the Stones? And my answer, even back then, was, yeah, I like both. I learnt to play Help. That was one of the first things I learnt to play on the guitar. But the first album that I ever bought, the first LP I ever bought, was High Tide and Green Grass by the Stones. And when I got to the age where I could ride motorcycles and scooters, I got my first Honda C90 Cub to go to work on, because I used to cycle the 7 or 8 miles to work. And I got at one point I got a Vespa SS 180, but I found back then that I preferred the ride of a motorbike than I did the ride of a scooter. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate scooters, because I do. A few years back I went to the Isle of Wight scooter rally on a GTS 300, and I had a Harley sitting in the garage. So I've ridden both, I like both, but for me a motorbike is preferable to a scooter. No reason, it's just the way I feel. But in answer to, or in reply to Treebag's vlog, I kind of got into motorcycling through necessity. I used it to go to work, and then I found that I enjoyed the ride so much that when I changed jobs and I didn't have to use the bike, I still had a bike. There was a gap for a few years when marriage came along, kids came along, mortgage came along. But even then, at one point, I had a bike, even though at the time I didn't have a garage. It used to stand in the garden under a cover, and I'd take it for a blast. And that's how I kind of got into it. And it's for me, and I've mentioned this in other moto vlogs, it's a kind of therapy. I really enjoy getting out on the bike, which I can't do at the moment because it's winter and it's freezing. And it's kind of your brain switches off and you just concentrate on the road, the traffic, the conditions, the bike. You're not thinking about everyday life and any concerns you've got in your everyday life. And for me, that's how I got into it, why I enjoy it. So that was my short response to Treebag's vlog. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because it does help build the channel up. I'm getting plenty of views now. I'm quite pleased with those. So thanks to everyone that's watched my recent vlogs and moto vlogs. The channel's growing, so subscribe, guys. Help me more, and appreciate it. Thank you. If you're a biker, you ride safe. If you're not a biker, be safe, and I'll catch you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.